People say this all the time. Oh, my friends don't support me. I said, but do you support your friends? This is the thing that I need to hear. Like, some people are sitting here saying that their friends are not supporting them, supporting their business. Are you a good friend? Are you supportive? Are you always demanding from people? If you genuinely are the person and the friend that's there for people, then unfortunately you might be a people pleaser and people are just used to you being there and they don't reciprocate. So you've got to choose and set better friends that will be reciprocal, because the amount of friends that are like, whatever you need, I'm there to support you. I'm grateful, beyond grateful. But it makes sense. Why would they not? Because one, I love their friend, they love me. Two, I'm there for them, they need me. Four, I've been there when they need me. And five, we're friends. There's reciprocity. So I would be even shocked if I had friends that didn't support me. Welcome to the Ngozi Cadmus channel. I am your host, Ngozi Cadmus. Ngozi Cadmus. Hey. So, going to talk to you about my startup journey. As I said, I'm going to document my startup journey and really kind of share as much as possible what it's like to be a Black female co-founder of a digital health tech company. Put your hands up in the air. Put your hands up in the air. I just came back from old school hip hop and R&B karaoke called Room 187, and it was right down the road. Like, when you go to an event that is 5 minutes away, it's a beautiful thing. Like, it's it ends at 10, you're back at 10:05. That is how all events should be. Traveling is such a overrated process. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. It's going to be short, sweet, so we can get on with it. So when you watch this, it will be days after this, of course, because we're editing and stuff like that. But this is day 18 of my startup journey. Well, it was a little bit longer than that, but I decided to start the journey from June the 1st just because it makes sense in the documentation. Follow the date. But by the time I get into July, it's going to be a bit confusing. I just realized. Anyways, don't matter. Day 18. And essentially, one of the things that I've realized, and I was trying to explain to a friend, but she understood. So I'm hoping that I can explain it to the audience. And those that will watch it in a year's time also still get it. From my current business to this business, a lot of people are going to see the success of my current business and the eventual success of this business and just feel like it was an easy jump. They're going to say, wow, you had this business and then this business is successful too. And though it might look like that in terms of optics, that's not how it happened behind the scenes. And we all say that. And sometimes for me, when I hear people, entrepreneurs say like, oh, it's not easy, and they don't really tell you what's not easy about it, you just feel like, well, it sounds easy then. You're not really given the depth, the substance of what you are trying to say when you're trying to explain that what it looks like isn't really what's happened behind the scenes, right? So I won't be able to go into detail because this is not going to be a long essay video. This is going to be a short, sweet video. But essentially, I've attempted to execute many different business ideas between my current business and this business now. And I executed them. Now, maybe they weren't as successful as I would hope. Success obviously being defined by a return on investment, an acceleration, and profit. That didn't happen. But what did happen is I learned a lot about myself, both very painfully, majority of the time. And when they say that you learn more when you fail, quote unquote, or when you don't, things don't happen the way you like, it is very true. Because I had to face myself at many occasions. Who do I really trust? Is it myself or is it the Lord? How am I defining success? Is it in the accolades? Is it in the monetary value? Or is it in the fact that I obeyed God? So these are the things that, and many more, that I had to really ask myself when I essentially did something that I felt the Lord asked me to do, and it didn't always turn out the way I wanted it to turn out, but I did it. And so now when I do this business, when I initially had the idea and we began with me and my co-founder, there was a level of trepidation and fear because I was like, God, not again. I don't want to do something else that doesn't turn out the way I hope it turns out, right? I'm a bit tired. I was saying to a friend a while ago that I'm actually tired of having ideas. And she explained to me that's actually a blessing, it's a gift to have ideas, because some people are stuck in their trauma. They're not able to have ideas. They're not able to conceive an idea, let alone execute the idea. So the fact that I execute my ideas irrespective of the outcome, actually is a blessing. And it really made me reconsider and say, God, forgive me. I was complaining that, wow, I actually have ideas and execute it. And nobody actually sees me the way I always see myself. So sometimes I see myself as somebody who kind of flip flops. And I know I'm not a flip flopper, but I sometimes feel like that because I'm going from this idea to that. But that's not how it really is. Is I have an idea, I follow it through. It just doesn't turn out the way I want it, and I go on and on and on and on. And I think most people actually seem to be inspired by that. They seem to love the fact that I actually can do something. I put money to it. I put action to it. I actually go forward and go forth with these ideas. And I guess that's something that I want to encourage you guys to do as well. I had to go on a journey, a very, very, very long-winded, meandering journey. I pivoted gazillion times, to the point where I actually closed everything. I said, God, I just want you. I want whatever it is you want me to do to emerge, to come forth, to kind of hit me at the face and be like, this is the next thing I want you to do. Because that's what happened to me with my current business. It was like, it hit me upside the head and it was like, you need to do this thing. You need to do this next venture. You need to do this next opportunity. And one of the things I really do believe, especially for kingdom entrepreneurs, is that your next blessing, your profit comes from your pain. It comes from your areas of expertise, the areas that you've learned and you've grown the most in, right? And mental health has been probably one of my biggest pain. So it's crazy how mental health, my mental health has essentially created two businesses in that area. And tech is a big area for me. Like, tech is not something that I think I'm really good at. It's not something that I even fully understood. People have always seen me as someone technical, maybe because I pretend, I don't know. I probably am better at tech than I think I am, but I don't consider myself a very technical person. I'm not. I don't see myself as techie. But I supposedly am, because a lot of people come to me for tech support, which is really weird, right? The bizarrely. But like I said, sometimes we don't see ourselves the way other people see us. It's a very interesting thing. If I ask people how do they see me, I'd probably be quite shocked and surprised. Well, let me say this: I would be perturbed because I'm like, why do you see me that way? Like, wow, you see me in all of these good stuff. I'm not shocked or surprised, sorry, because people tell me often how they see me. So I'm not actually surprised. It just always amazes me that people see me in a light that I don't see myself, which is a bit annoying because sometimes I think it's important just to see yourself the way God sees you, because sometimes it's too long. But that's my biggest wrestle. One of my biggest wrestles is seeing myself the way God sees me, because I think sometimes I'm a bit too humble. Like, God, if there's a thing called being too humble, I am that person. Or being too modest, or being fake modest. It's like, Lord, there's nothing wrong with appreciating who you are. Anyway, that's a different conversation. But the point that I'm saying is that with this business idea, the difference between this is the acceleration, the pace, the favor that's come around, the support is unexplainable. All my other businesses, bit of a windmill. Like, I was doing it, people are like, that's a really good idea. When I tell them about happy workers, oh my God, this is amazing. How can I support? How can I help? I've got several mentors that are mentoring me for free. I've got so many people coming alongside to support that in itself is a validation of this is the route to go, if that makes sense. Like, the level of support, I've never received this level of support. With FT, with my current business, I did receive support, but it was more that a lot of people wanted to invest in the biz, but I knew that they wanted the right people to invest. And a lot of people came around, they just loved the idea. So it was like that in a smaller scale, whereas this, all the business in between, it wasn't like that. Even my planner, like, I can't explain it. Every other idea in business never engendered or generated this level of camaraderie, support. Like, it's unexplainable. Every single day, somebody's popping up, whether I know them or don't know them, asking, how can I support you on your journey? So I'm getting support in sales. I'm getting support in understanding what it means to be a founder. I'm getting support in equities splits. I'm getting support in every area that you can conceive of that is necessary to build a startup in this day and age. I'm getting support for free. Spent very little money, very, very little money. And you'd think, as being bootstrapped, I would have touched into the money that we've saved for this business. No. And that demonstrates me to favor. Now, is it easy? No. Have I gone to bed mad late many days of the week? Yes. Am I not constantly tired, but am I sometimes taking paracetamol for headaches because I'm juggling a lot? Yes. Am I at times overwhelmed? Yes. Have I been stressed? Potentially. So I'm not trying to give a picture of this as easy and rosy, but what it is, though, I've tried to liken to it like I'm going down a rocky hill, but there's a glide to it. I'm hitting stones, so it's a bit like that, but it's not like zzz. Like you're trying to, when you're resisting, when God is like, dang where I'm going, you feel that kind of resist and you push through, but it's a resist, right? Those like, what you do, you're forcing your way through. Where this is kind of like in the rocky terrain, it's like this, it's gliding through and maybe hit and you just kind of go over it. There is a difference similar to my current business. So yeah, there hasn't been majorly tough days at the moment. I did have a little cry at one point because somebody asked me a question about revenue model, and we have yet to confirm it. And I'm also aware that it can change as well. And at the time that I was asked that question, I shouldn't even know it at that time because it's only been 2 weeks. But because of the way, I want to make sure that I answer questions. I don't want to feel embarrassed. And the thing is about me is that I'm a compassionate and considerate person. I try not to ever put somebody in a position where they feel embarrassed or they feel like, I don't know, caught off guard. But not everyone does that. Not everyone cares. I get that. Like in this startup world, you're going to get lots of rejections. You're going to get a lot of people that just ask you a question and they want to answer in 10 seconds. Like the pressure is on, and I appreciate that. And I think I want to, hopefully, one of the things that I want to leave as a legacy in the startup world, and when I hit a level of success, people now want to hear about about me, is authenticity. And I said to my co-founder, I said to the Lord, I pray that I'm not saying every single investor, but I hope that some investors I would able to reject if I feel like their attitude is not nice, because I don't want an investor or somebody who wants to support me that doesn't listen to me, who's rude, who doesn't let me finish when I speak. Yes, I can be a bit long-winded at times, but I can be succinct. And if you still stop me when I'm trying to explain myself, or I feel you don't understand what I'm trying to say and you're assuming, I can't work with you, because I wouldn't work with you if you were a team member of my team. Like I wouldn't choose you for an appointment or a position in my workplace, because I really believe in listening. The reason why, because listening is important. If we don't listen to our customers, we can't create a product that meets their needs, that solves their problems. So how do you think not listening to me, but you can come up with an answer? That means you think you know it all. That means you're arrogant. I don't like arrogance. I don't like people that have a strong sense of, not a strong belief in themselves, but a strong belief that they are right. I really can't stand that. I can't work with anybody with that type of attitude, let alone an investor. I might want your money, but do I want to be constantly having to manage your expectations or manage your attitude? I don't know. So it might be easy to say that now because they ain't got no investors knocking at my door yet. But I'm just saying that I hope to one day be able to even give a testimony of I was able to reject an investor with that attitude, to encourage people that you can be authentic, that you can be you. Because I am me. I can't change how I am. Now I can articulate myself maybe better, make sure I'm succinct, I'm at a point, because some investors just don't have time. They don't really care. They just want you to say what you got to say. But I also can't. One of the things that I can't deny is my passion, is the way my affect. That is what's got me through majority of my life. Most of my interviews, the common feature is they loved my energy. They loved my energy. It was infectious. Part of the reason why a lot of people have been engendered to support me in this business because of my energy. Like they see the passion, they understand the vision, they capture it. So if I'm now talking to you in a way that's so unlike me, who am I engendering? Who am I doing this for? Anyways, so these are the things that I'm considering and working on and praying and just, yeah, really hoping for the future. And I just pray that, every single one of you that does watch this, if you've got a dream, go for it. The dream, the what you start is not what you finish. The idea that you have may not be the idea that you execute. So allow it to blossom. Go with it. Don't overthink the idea. What people do is they overthink the idea statically. You can only go forward with an idea, and the idea only evolves in movement, in motion. Be it just researching, asking questions. You have to do something with the idea for it for it to begin to germinate, and then for it to change form if necessary. What we do is we spend so much time statically thinking and never executing, and then wondering why, oh my gosh, your idea doesn't come to fruition. So that's day 18. You know, I would love to say more. Um, that would be like a 1 hour conversation, because so much is happening and happening. Some things haven't happened yet, but it's the idea of it. So some people I've spoken to that I don't even know, I've said, look, this is my situation. I would love you to do some warm intros for me for companies. I said, you know what? I'll get on that. People that I don't know, I've messaged, just being very shameless, being very, what they say is, if you don't ask, it's a no already. All a person's going to say is no. The reality is that me and my co-founder are two black women. I know what that really means. And it's not even because we're black. I just don't know companies. I didn't come from a Google or from a, I don't know, a Tesla or whatever. I don't have these connections. I am coming in to this world like a fish in a pond or fish in the ocean. So I have to pull on resources. And people are willing. Now, it hasn't happened yet, but I think it's just the fact people said, yeah, no worries, we'll do that for you. It's amazing. Now, what I've got to do is follow up. And that's a bit out of my character. 'Cause I don't like to intrude on people, but I'm learning to do a lot of things that's not my natural disposition. Because if I want this to succeed, I have to be relentless. I can't be like, oh my God, I don't want to bother anybody. I've got to bother you in a nice way. I've got to bother you because at the end of the day, that bothering will get me through that door to a connection. I rather it be me kill a connection than me never get a connection because I choose not to bother you. Anyways, these are some of the things that are happening that I'm in every single day. So don't be afraid to ask for help. You know, I might talk about it in another video about a call to collect. I won't do it now, but yeah, last I'll say is be good to people. You know, if you really are good to people, honestly and genuinely, you support people, love people, people will support you. If you haven't got support right now, it's one of many things. You could just be in the wrong environment, you just haven't really got good people around you. You haven't chosen well, because that's partly is you. If you haven't got anyone that's supporting you, it's partly you, or you're the issue. See, people say this all the time. Oh, my friends don't support me. I said, but do you support your friends? This is the thing that I need to hear. Like, some people are sitting here saying that their friends are not supporting them, supporting their business. Are you a good friend? Are you supportive? Are you always demanding from people? You know, if you genuinely are the person and the friend that's there for people, then unfortunately you might be a people pleaser and people are just used to you being there and they don't reciprocate. So you've got to choose and set better friends that will be reciprocal, because this will be another conversation. The amount of friends that are like, whatever you need, I'm there to support you. I'm grateful, beyond grateful. But it makes sense. Why would they not? Why would they not? Why would they not? Right? Because one, I love their friend. They love me. Two, I'm there for them. If they need me. Four, I've been there when they need me. And five, we're friends. There's reciprocity. So I would be even shocked if I had friends that didn't support me. There'll be a few that might say, in this time, I'm just not got the capacity, but I love what you're doing. I'm there in spirit. But majority of people are supporting me in the little that they can do and supporting me. That's all I can ask for. So it's going to be over and out. You know, that's my startup journey. I hope it has blessed you guys. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you on the other side in the next video. English Academy is over and out. Ciao.